Jaus madam Cooks. Sunil utap asal khuptis khwistai. Athletes al Tseshaht ulam. Musach wason khwatzaltison. Al the tournament the skum here at day 4 of the Tseshaht Lightning basketball tournament. This is the finals, the championship game of U13. We have in blue and pink Nusq'lst facing off against, in their colorful blue, Nuxalk. Nuxalk versus Nuxalk. How's it? Quite a few How's it Nuxalk players here on Nusq'lst. We have number 1, Taimani, number 2, Shoni, 3, Elsie, 4, Clay, 5, Stella, 6, Tyler, 7, Jackson, 8, Mac, 9, Kenneth, and 10, Braylon. And for the nation over here, who do we see? Number 4 there is Ruben. Number 7 is Navarro. Number 10, Isaiah. Number 2 is Isaac. Number 12 is Kale. Number 23 is George Reed. And Dez is somewhere. There he is over at the bench, number 3. This is the championship game for the U13. Nuxalk versus Nuxalk. How's it? How can I combine that into one word? How's it? 30 seconds on the clock here before this championship game gets underway. Here we go, getting ready here for this championship game. Nuxalk versus Nuxalk. Angels team, Nusq'lstmc in the pink and blue. They're coming in through the Tseshaht, through the back door, facing off against the undefeated in this tournament nation from Nuxalk. It should be quite the matchup. Both these teams, quite the battle to get here to this game. They both faced off against Howzit, who gave them both a run for the championship. Howzit losing only by 2 to Nuxalk, and it could have gone either way against Nusq'lstmc. Howzit missing a 3 at the end there, which would have tied the game. Ended up losing by 5, I think it was, if my memory is correct. Either which way, these two teams here now, their final huddle here before the match starts. There's Nuxalk coming out of their huddle with their health sick relative in the mix. And here comes Nusq'lstmc out of their huddle. This should be a good game. Nusq'lstmc playing towards our left. Nuxalk towards our right. Mac and George there having a discussion at the start of the game here. Ref chatting with Navarro and Bray. Be nice to mic up these refs one of these times. All smiles out there as it should be. This U13 is meant for experience and fun, and here we go. Tip goes to Nusq'lstmc. There's number 10, Bray, with a pass down. Tipped into the corner, picked up by Mac. Fed to Bray, back to Mac, down inside. Puts it up, and missing the first basket of the game there. Mac, stick back. No good, traveling call. Still running time even in the championship game. Maybe that's why they call it Lightning Tournament. Here's Kale for Nuxalk. Nation, I'll call him. Nation. Milton outside. Dribbles over to the right corner. Dez taking a look. Tried to feed it into Navarro, who was going to him, and it bounced off his leg out of bounds. Now here comes Nusq'lstmc. At the point there, number 2, Shoney, the pass over to Bray at the left wing. Fed inside, there's Mac. Oh, didn't see the cutter, wide open over there. Driving into the paint, poked away from behind. There's Elsie on the floor. Now here's Dez with it, coming the other way. Dez spins, hands it off to Navarro, puts it up. Oh, missing his shot there. Rebound picked up here by Nation. There's Kale behind the back in the right wing there. Passes up to the top. Isaac over to Navarro. Into the left corner. George jabs left, goes right. Drives in, puts it up, drops it in for 2. First basket of the game by George Reed of Nation. 2-2 the score here, the board says. Now here is a pass. I think it's supposed to be 2-0. And out of bounds. That'll stay Nusq'lstmc's ball. Mac gets the ball in, way up top, launching a 3. That is off. Rebound inside there by Elsie, missing her shot. Rebound loose. Tied up for a jump ball there, Mac and George. Now here's Dez for Nation, bringing the ball up slowly over half on the right. Dez crosses over to the point, launches a smooth. That is off. Rebound down inside there. Oh, a little too tame. Stella there didn't grab it, and now here's Nation with another chance. Kea passes it over to Housty. Missing his shot there was Isaac inside there, grabbing the boards and dishing to Navarro. Puts it up, banks it in for 2, and going to the line for 1. What a finish there by Navarro. Fighting through the contact, dropping it in for 2. 3-point possibility here for Navarro. Looking to extend their lead. Oh, air ball. He's all smiles about it anyway. Scoreboard still says 4-2. Oh, here comes Nusq'lstmc. Bringing the ball up is Bray. Pass over to the right wing. Launching from way out in the inlet. Dropping it in. What a shot there by Shoney, number 2 of Nusq'lstmc. 7-2 now. Nation needs an answer here. Here's a pass stolen. There's Mac. Wide open breakaway. Lays it in for 2. Running away with it, and that'll bring a timeout by Nation, trailing 9-2 here in this first half. 12:28 to play. I'm not sure about the score though. I'll keep you updated. This is the championship game, U13 division of the 2026 Tseshaht Lightning Basketball Tournament. Nusq'lstmc in pink and blue versus Nuxalk in blue and lightning colors. I don't know what to call that one. No, there they go. The score looks a lot better now. I thought it was a little too lopsided. 5-4. It's a 1-point game. We're back after that timeout, and they're still messing with the scoreboard up there. 7-4 now, the score says. 12 and a half to play in this first half. Oh, here it comes, Nation. There's Navarro with the ball. The pass way too far down into the elders section over there. Turnover. 3-point game. Oh, here's Nuxalk bringing the ball up there, number 6. Tyler with a pass over. Now Bray has it. Tyler at the right point with the bright yellow shoes drives in, held up there by George, and that'll bring a traveling call. Great defense there, no holding foul. Grabbed cleanly onto the ball there. Now Dez gets it back off to the inbound here, bringing it up for Nuxalk. Over half, right up the middle. Calls for a pick and dribbles over to the right corner. Launches a smooth. That is off. Rebound, Tyler for Nusq'lstmc. Now Bray bringing the ball up. 11 and a half to play here in this first half. Bray, fancy ball handling, kicks it out to the right. There's a shot off the iron. Double bouncing out. Pulled down there. Flying in was George. Tipped out of bounds. That'll stay. Nuxalk ball. Substitution here for Nusq'lstmc. Elsie having a seat, allowing onto the court Taimani. Now here is Dez, number 3, Nuxalk in blue. Ball handling his way all the way into the paint, stops and pops from the left block side is short. Nuxalk cold here early on. Now here's Ty with a pass up to Tyler. Tyler at the left point to Ty at the point. There's Bray at the right wing, looking at a smooth and launches off the rim. Rebound loose. Mac wants it. He gets it, brings it in, and lays it up. Missing a shot there, though. Tyler with the boards comes out from underneath. Here's Ty. Skip pass over to the right corner. Shawnee off the rim. Rebound. Mac rips it away, and bank shot is no good. Oh, my goodness. He missed inside there a couple times there now. Tying up for a jump ball, Bray and George. 10-15 to play here in this 3-point game. Here's Dez, number 3 of Nuxalk, bringing the ball up right up the middle over half here now. Dez dribbles over to the right wing. Launches a smooth off the rim. Rebound inside there, ripped away by Shawnee. Here she comes, nice crossover at half. Oh, lost the control, diving for it, it's on the floor. Tyler dives for it. Shawnee gets the ball over to Bray from her knees. And I got a pushing offensive foul called on Bray. Both teams gone cold here for a while. 7-4 still, 3-point game. 9.5 to play in this first half. Here's George. At the right point here, fancy ball handling, kicks it over to Navarro at the left wing. Navarro back to George at the right point. Hands it off, now in the right corner is Navarro, launches a smooth off the rim. Rebound, Kale. Passes it to the top, there's Dez. Fakes a pass left, drives into the paint, laying it up, missing his shot there. He's got to warm up here. What hands by Navarro, stealing that ball. Gives it to Dez for a smooth. Just short. I think it was tipped. Double save off the end line there, but into the hands of Nusq'lstmc now. Poked away from behind into the hands of Dez. Diving forward was Bray, but Dez with the ball with speed on the left. Loses control. Saves it from out of bounds with behind the back pass, but into the hands of Braylon. Oh, here's a breakout pass there. Shawnee at the point. Poked away, Kale wants it, can't quite get it. Passes it over to Mac, drives it in, out of bounds off of Nuxalk. That'll be Nusq'lstmc's ball. 8:20 to play here in this first half. Both these teams having a hard time scoring here now early on. Still a 3-point game, 7-4. There's Mac, launches off, rebound inside, stick back is good. Going to the line for 1 is number 1, Taimani. Going for the 3-point play, extending their lead now up 9-4. Ty's one and only shot rattles out. Rebound Bray down inside there. Fed over to Mac Alakutlach, and it's good for 2. 11-4 here now. Dez having a chat with the ref as he's bringing the ball up over half on the left side here now. Dez fed over to the left, jabbing left, into the middle is George. A pass to Dez at the top. Here's Kale at the point. Hands it off to Isaac. Dez. George on the left wing, driving into the paint, all the way in, laying it up for two. What a take to the hoop there by George Reed. Closing the gap that little bit, 6-11 here now. Nusq'lst with the lead and the ball. Here's Ty at the point, driving it in, putting up a shot, rebound loose. Still loose, saved, but into the hands of Tyler for two. 13-6 here now. Here's Dez bringing the ball up, hands it off to Navarro. Navarro, smooth ball handler behind the back over at the right wing there through the legs, passes it to Kale in the right corner. Kept to the outside, skip pass over to the left point. Isaac hands it off. Navarro. His no-look pass was off, but Bray throwing it into his own bench there. That'll stay. Nuxalk ball with 6.5 to play here in this first half. Nusq'lst up 13-6. Here's Navarro, gets the ball into Kale. Kale at the point, lob, pass over to the right. There's George, fed down inside, but traveling called against George Reed. Shakes that off as he goes back on D. Elsie gets the ball into Bray. Bray bringing the ball up for Nusq'lst. Passes it over to Elsie at the left, but no, she travels. These young players sometimes get away with those little travels at home, but not here, not in this championship game of this Tseshaht Lightning Tournament 2026 U13 division. Nuxalk undefeated in the tournament so far, facing off against Nusq'lst coming through the Kutlach. Here's a pass. Navarro wasn't looking, bounced off him, out of bounds. Nuxalk a little bit rusty here this morning. They're looking a little bit off. Let's see how they pull themselves together here with 5:20 to play. There's a tip, but losing it, maintaining it, and tied up for a jump ball. Great hustle there by Elsie. Helped up off the floor there by Shoni. Elsie stretching her knee there. Possession in favor of Nusq'lst. There's Mac down on the baseline. And here we go. Gets it in. There's Ty. Poked away from behind, but I heard that smack from here. Dez didn't like the call, but it was made, and it is Nusq'lst ball. 4:44 to play here in this first half. Nusq'lst up 13-6. Here's Mac in the left corner. Gives it to Shoni. Shoni taking a look. Dribbles up to the left wing now. Shoni. Fit over, there's Ty at the point. Holds up to Elsie. Elsie, lost the handle. And here's Navarro with a pass up. George ran into Mac, but makes it through the contact, laying it in for two. Great determination there by George Reed for two. Closing the gap that little bit. 8-13 here now. Nusq'lst with the lead and the ball, and we've got a foul. Who's he calling it on? Defense, I think. Yeah, blocking call. Under 4 minutes to play here in this first half of the championship game. In the left corner, Shoni. Shoni launches off the side of the backboard. She's smiling to herself. Oops, that happens. Here's Nuxalk, need to shake off some of their early mistakes here and come back in this championship game trailing by 5. Navarro at the point here. Lobs it to the high post, but Ty read that perfectly, but couldn't quite get the tip to herself. And Navarro hands it off to Dez. Dez bringing the ball up, calling for a pick. Makes use of it on the right corner now. Dez through the legs, crossover, holds up. Pass it to Navarro at the right wing. Passes up to the top. There's George. Over to Isaac for a smooth off the rim. Rebound pulled down there by Ollie. Ollie puts up a shot. Rebound Mac. Now here's an outlet to Shoni. Shoni slowly at the left wing here now. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Nusq'lst driving it into the paint. Right-handed hook is no good. Rebound pulled down there by George. Nuxalk looking for an answer here. Head fake left, drives right, burst of speed, runs into the defense. We got a pushing call. Ty confused about the call, but smiles it off. 2.5 to play here in this first half. There's Dez, takes the inbound. He's in the right corner, spins out to the right wing, up to the point. Now pass out to Navarro for a smooth off and rebound loose. Picked up there by Isaac. He's at the right wing. Gets it to the top. George. No pass there, so he's holding it at the point. Hands it off to Isaac. Isaac high outside. Pass over to Dez for a smooth off the rim. They're cold here this morning. Now Ty with the boards. Their head up. Gets it to Mac. Mac passing it down. Stolen by Dez there, though, and pass up. That breakaway pass. What? Hands there by George to tap it to himself. Fakes, goes left, lays it up, drops it in for 2. Wanting a call. None there. That could have been an and one. 3-point game. Now here comes Nusq'lstmc back the other way with a 3-point lead. Mac driving in, fighting through the contact, laying it in for 2. And we got a bunch of subs. I was wondering if there's a timeout called. No, it's a substitution. 1:17 to play here in this first half. 15-10, 5-point lead. Nuxalk with the ball here. Navarro practicing as through his lays, gives it to Dez. Calling for someone to come take it. Dez making use of a pick over on the left. Passes it to Ollie. Now here's George. Drives it in, kicks it out to Isaac at the right point for 3. Off the rim. Rebound by Braylon. Bray with his head up, nothing there, so brings the ball up himself. Crosses over, stripped away by the great hands of Navarro. Driving it in, puts up a shot, drawing the foul with the contact. Bray disagrees, but great play by Navarro. Slick hands to steal that, and then drawing the contact on the line for 2. Under 30 seconds to play here, running time. Navarro's shot off the rim. Score remains 15-10. Nuxalk trailing by 5. You're looking to close the gap. Second shot is Yaliwa. 4-point game. 10 seconds to play here in the first half. Here's Mac. Gives it up to Ty. 5 seconds. Ty launches at the buzzer off. And that will do it. Your score at halftime. 15-11. Nusq'lstmc in pink and blue with the 4-point lead over Nuxalk in blue. Thank you all for witnessing this here game. This is the championship game of the U13 division at the 2026 third annual Tseshaht Lightning basketball tournament here in Tseshaht country. Kumsina. Just gonna keep the game going here right through halftime. Well, I see Shayla made it over from her game. I wonder how they did. I'll have to ask her. And we are back after that halftime break here. Day 4, Musach Wasonchwats at the Tseshaht Lightning Basketball Tournament. Skumkum is Lightning to the championship game of the U13 Division 2026 Tseshaht Lightning Tournament. Nuxalk in Ocean Lightning, what is that? Versus Nusq'lstmc in pink and blue. 15-11 is the score here. Nusq'lstmc in pink blue with the lead. Nuxalk looking for a comeback here. They came out cold in the first half. Here's George looking for an inbound. Needs to get it in. He gets it into Kale. Now back to George. Driving in on the left side. Stolen away inside there. Ty gets it up to Shawnee. Pass over to Mac on the left side, banking it in for 2, and a whistle. Basket's good, going to the line for 1. Mac is good at that. Man, I would get out of his way if he was in there doing that. And he can sure jump, he can grab the rim, and he's playing U13 here. Mac, his and one is no good. Rebound loose, picked up there by Kale. Kale. At the right wing there now. Pass to the top, Navarro. Oh, lost it but rolled over to Isaac. Isaac at the point. Launches a deep 2, that is off. Picked up there by Ty. Pass up on the left, there's Shawnee. Crosses over to the middle, splits the defense, puts up a floater off the back iron. Rebound pulled down there by Kale. Gets it to Dez. Dez with a burst of speed over half on the left side. Dez cuts to the middle, through the legs, crossover, spin, passes it out to the top. There's Kale launching a deep 2. Off the iron, rattles around, drops in for 2. Nuxalk cutting into this lead here. 17-13 now, 14-point lead for Nusq'lstmc with the ball. Now here is Bray at the right point. Bray drives in, fed down low, there's Mac. In the paint, double teamed, called for a double dribble. 14:20 to play here in this championship game. 17-13, Nuxalk trailing. Looking to cut into the lead here is Dez, over half on the left side. Calling for a pick perhaps. He's up at the point here now. Dez calling out some directions to his team. Dez. Pass it off to Kale. Fakes a 3. Can't gain entry. Great defense here. Oh, here's George at the left point. Change of pace. Kicks it out to Dez. Weakles Mulamd. That is no good. Isaac hustles for the rebound there and gets it over to Dez at the right point. Dribbles over to the right wing. At the right elbow, but called on a double dribble. 13.5 to play here in this game. Bray gets the ball in to Shawnee. Here's Shawnee bringing the ball up at the point there. Pass it inside. Ty, no traveling. Smiles it off. No, here comes Nuxalk. Looking to close the gap here on this possession, down by 4. Here's Kale at the right wing. Pass it up to the top. There's George. George hands it off to Kale, jabs left, goes right, but goes back to the left, hands it off. Isaac now, George with it, fed down inside, there's Navarro. Puts up a shot, that is off, rebound there, coming out from underneath is Elsie. With a pass up, but no runner, where did her runner go? That was supposed to be for Ty. But she stopped running over there. 12.5 to play here in this game. Here's Nuxalk calling a play with Dez at the point now, driving all the way in. Oh, just slipped out of his fingers at the last second there. Too much slook and sluck. Now here's an inbound stolen by Bray. Read that pass perfectly. Full court press on him. Gets it over. There's Ty. Stolen away, but into the hands of Nusq'lstmc. Now at the left wing, Shawnee launches a smooth. That is way off. Picked up there by Isaac. Gives it to ball handler Dez. Calmly bringing the ball up, assessing the situation here. Points are hard to come by for Nuxalk today. There at the right corner is George. And he's called on a traveling. Lots of those little turnovers in this game. Both these teams may be tired. It's a championship game on day 4 after all. 11.5 to play in the game. Here's Bray bringing the ball up for Nusq'lstmc. Fed down low. Elsie driving the baseline, but threw it away there into the hands of Dez, who's out of bounds, stepped on the line. Here's Bray, gets the inbound in. Ty at the point there for Nusq'lstmc. Ty launches a smooth off the rim. Rebound in the corner there, picked up by Elsie. She launches a smooth. That is way off. Neither of these teams really hitting their threes today. 10:50 to play here in this game. Nuxalk trailing by 4. Dez looking to come back here. Here's George driving in with a change of pace. Forced out to the right corner. Dez drive in with a floater from the right block, short off the rim. Rebound Shawnee. Ty making Mac run for it. And he grabs it, lays it up, fouled. And it drops for 2. Wow, the ball paused there for a moment. Maybe checking to see if Mac was okay on the floor, and then decided to drop in for 2. He's going to the line dancing after that amazing shot. He has a 3-point play here. Boom, Yaliwa, beautiful 3-point play for Mac. What a play that was. Now here's Kale coming back the other way, looking to close the gap, down by 7. Kale at the right wing, passing to the right corner, out of bounds. Nuxalk just struggling today, and we've got a timeout. 9:54 to play here in this championship game of the U13 division. 20-13, Nusq'lstmc blue and pink with the 7-point lead over Nuxalk in the blue Ocean Lightning colors. It's the day 4 of the Tseshaht Lightning basketball tournament 2026, the U13 championship game. Coach Shayla over there talking to her team, trying to get them back into this game here, shake off their mistakes, put it behind them, and come out flying here. Under 10 minutes to play in this game. We're back after that timeout. Under 10 minutes to play in this championship game, the U13 division at the 2026 Tseshaht Lightning basketball tournament. Nuxalk trailing by 7 to Nusq'lstmc. Nusq'lstmc in pink and blue with the ball here, playing towards our right. I'm across on the scorer's table here in the main gymnasium. Bray launching the 3 off the back iron. Gets his own boards. Great hustle. Drives it in. Oh, off his toe. Now here comes Dez with a burst of speed. Swarmed by defenders, though. Oh, he maintains control. Missing his shot, though. Ball loose. Picked up there by Mac. Now here's Bray with speed. Fed Mac on the right. Laying it up for 2. Mac lighting up the scoreboard here. We're in this championship game. Oh, here's Dez. Bringing the ball up for Nuxalk. Over half on the left side. Dez passes over to the right. There's George. Fed down low. Isaiah. George from the right wing, passes up to the top. Now over on the right, Isaiah driving the baseline, spins into the middle, lost it, poked away from behind, perhaps into the hands of Ty. Her head up, nothing there, brings it up herself. Pass it over to Elsie on the right wing. Now into the corner. Oh, out the door over there through the fingers of Bray. Here it comes, Nuxalk. They got to get some scoring happening here. 8:40 to play in the game. Running time in this tournament. Now here's Kale outside. Lobs it to the high post and fouled from behind there by Ty, who scowls at the ref and then smiles. 8.5 to play here in this championship game. Here's George looking for an inbound. Gets it into Dez. Dez cuts to the paint. Nice take to the hoop. Drops it in for 2. That might be the spark they need to get back into this here game. 8:10 to play. 7-point lead, Nusq'lstmc here at the left wing, Shawnee. Shawnee lobs it into Ty with a shot. That is way off. Rebound Mac, though, picks it up. Try to cut to the baseline, out of bounds. He's like, hey, what? It was off of him. But ref saw what he saw and made the call. 22-15 is the score here. Nuxalk looking for a comeback. Here's Kale of Nuxalk with the ball. He's at the right wing there. Dribbles to the point. Passes over to the left wing. Ruben gives it back to him. Kale at the left point here now. Stops, fakes a shot, spins around. Fed over to George on the right. Fed inside. There's Isaiah. Fed back. Oh, out of bounds. Right idea. Great play, but just on the line. 7:18 to play here in this game. Nusq'lstmc 22-15 over Nuxalk. Now here's a pass to Ty at the right point for three. Off the rim, rebound. Number 23 there, George. Comes out with a burst of speed, passes up to Dez, saves it from going out of bounds. Try to do the, he wanted the ball back, but hacked her there. Dez complaining to the ref. But Ty shakes off that collision there, and we've got a technical now against Dez. Oh no, that counts as a foul too. How many is that on him? Oh, there's a free throw going on down here. Ty at the free throw line, taking her time with the one shot here for the technical foul. Misses. Score remains 22-15. Nusq'lstmc with the lead. They're in the beautiful pink and blue jerseys there. Dez subbed out there. Let him cool down. Hopefully he's not fouled out already. We'll see what happens here now. Bray with the ball. Passes up to Tyler, back to Bray in the paint, puts up a one dribble drive, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Outside ref here says Nusq'lstmc ball. 6:47 to play in this championship game. There in the left corner for three off the rim was Shawnee. Rebound Ty, stick back's no good. Mac tried to rip it down, but Ollie rips it away from him. Oh, here is a burst of speed from George, who now holds up at the point. Change of pace, driving in, drawing a foul there. Foul on Mac. Great ball handling. What speed there by George. Got Mac's feet all tangled up in himself, and foul called. 6:15 to play here in this game. 22-15. Nusq'lstmc with the lead. Tyler having a seat as Kenneth comes on the court for Nusq'lstmc. Here's Navarro at the right wing. Hook pass over to Kale, high outside, drives to the top, holds up. Under 6 minutes to play. Here's Navarro way outside the right wing. Navarro pass it to Kale, fakes a pass, drives into the paint, puts up a floater, drops it in for two. That's what we're used to seeing from this team. 22-18, 4-point game here now with 5:40 to play. There's a pass over to the left, faking a shot, driving on the baseline, spinning around. Blocked there by Oliver. Great defense. Now here's George with a burst of speed in the right corner. Holds up. Passes it up. Kale takes a shoulder to the face. No call. Pass it to Ollie. Now Isaac way outside here. Hands it off to Kale. Navarro at the point. Jabs right, goes right. Holds up. Isaac launches from three land. That is off. Rebound out of bounds. Off of Elsie. Trying to call for a tip, but could see pretty clearly there was off of her. George looking for an inbound here. Great defense. Having trouble getting it in. Gets Navarro in the paint. Reverse layup. Hook shot. That is off. Ollie with the boards. Oh, missing his stick back. Rebound. Nusq'lstmc. Now here's Shawnee bringing the ball up with 4:40 to play in the game. They're up by 5 now, it says. 22-17. Driving in on the baseline. Ty dropping it in for two. What a take to the hoop off the glass for two. 4.5 to play. Nuxalk running out of time here. Here's Navarro with a pass over to the right. Isaac Kale launches a smooth. That is way off and out of bounds. 4:10 to play here in this game. 24-17, 7-point lead for Nusq'lstmc with the ball. Number 1, Taimani driving it in, puts up a left-hander, rolls out somehow. Rebound pulled down there by George. George bringing the ball up for Nuxalk. Holds up high outside at the right point. 3:40 to play in the game. There's Navarro cutting in the paint. Fed down low, but through Oliver and out of bounds on the baseline. We've got substitution here. Dez back on the court here. Good to see him back in the game. I was worried about his foul count. Now here is Ty for Nusq'lstmc. Almost dragged her toe, not quite kept her pivot foot down. Now here's Shawnee. Change of pace, puts up a floater. That is off. Rebound. Mac wanted it, couldn't quite get it, but Shawnee picks it up. Shawnee out at the right wing now. Skip pass over to the left wing. Ty for 3, dropping it in. Weaklas Musmulam from 3-land. Asmusau point Ats, 3 points. Now 3 minutes to play in the game. 10-point game all of a sudden. Dez for 3, off the rim. Rebound, out of bounds. Nusq'lstmc ball. 2:45 play here in this game. Nusq'lstmc holding on to the 10-point lead here, bringing the ball up slowly. LC looks right, goes left, passes it over. There's Shawnee. Launches a smooth off the rim. Rebound. Kale fouled on the breakout pass. That'll be Nuxalk ball with 2:20 to play here in this championship game. 27-17, Nusq'lstmc in pink and blue with the 10-point lead over Nuxalk in the Lightning jerseys. Now here's Kale bringing the ball up for Nuxalk, way outside. Brings the ball to the top, pass over to the left. There's Dez, fakes a 3, spins around, trying to gain access. Pushing call on Mac. He could be getting into foul trouble. 1:45 to play here in this championship game. Clock still running. I thought it was stop time last 2 minutes. Navarro on the baseline. Gets the ball in. There's Isaac in the paint. Spin, fade away. That is off. Rebound. Mac tips it over to Shawnee. Shawnee passes it to Ty. Ty at the point, looking to use up the clock here now with an 8-point lead. Here's Tyler at the right wing, drives it in, 2-foot stop, and fouled. Able to go into the line for 2 with his bright yellow shoes. 1:24 to play, stop time all right. 25-17, Nusq'lstmc with the lead, looking to extend that lead. Number 6, Tyler at the free throw line with 2 shots. First shot is out. Score remains 27-17, the scoreboard says now. They keep changing it on me. Yaliwa, beautiful second shot there. 1:20 to play in this game. Nuxalk needs a massive comeback here. We'll see what Dez is able to do with the ball. Change of pace, holds up, kicks it over. There's Kale at the left wing. Dribbling around, gives it to Dez. Dez, great defense here. He puts up a floater, drops it in for 2. Nice take to the hoop there for Dez. They haven't given up yet. Here is Tyler with the ball. George right on him, bumping him along, and a foul is called. George doesn't agree, but the call is made, and here's Mac down in front of us. Gets the ball into Bray. Back to Mac, under a minute to play now. There's a 3 by Tyler, at his way short. Mac ended up with it over there somehow. Great hustle. Mac gets it back in the corner. Now Bray in the paint, missing his shot. Tyler looking for a stick back, puts it up, bounces out somehow. And we got a foul as Kale gets some eye poke. .42 seconds to play in the game. 28-19, Nuxalk trailing. Ref checking on foul count, I think, seeing if there's shots yet, but none there, so it'll be ball on the baseline. Oh, here is Navarro. He's got 40 seconds, gives it to Dez. Dez, high outside, working his magic with his ball handling, steps into a three. That is way off. Well, looks like Nusq'lstmc will be your champs here this year. Here's Bray bringing the ball up for Nusq'lstmc. Hook pass over inside. Oh, out of bounds as Stella does a little dance there. She knows she should have had it. 25 seconds to play. Oh, here is George. This game is done. Both teams know it here now. They'll probably call it any second. Dez. What an effort. Both these teams coming all the way to the championship game. As Kale drops a three, he just casually launches it up and drops it in. 28-22 the score here now. Tyler's turn for a three. That is off. And your final score, 28-22. Nusq'lstmc, your champions for 2026 Tseshaht Lightning Basketball Tournament. Head coach Angel over there congratulating her team coming in through the back door. Oh, is this a true double knockout? Do they have to play again? I am not too sure. Nusq'lstmc with the win anyway, 28-22. I wouldn't mind if they get to play again. We'll see what happens. Tseshaht. I think that's it. Yeah, modified double knockout. And that's it. Your champions, Nusq'lstmc, in the pretty pink and blue jerseys with the win. Going to center court for their three cheers all together here. Handshakes and smiles all around. Tough loss for Nuxalk. Came through undefeated in the tournament, but ran into the powerhouse of the Nuxalk. And there you have it. U13 division is done. Your champions, Nusq'lstmc, led by head coach Angel Mack and her son there, number 8, Mac, one of the powerhouses on their team. Signing off from Tseshaht from Tseshaht country here in 2026 Tseshaht Lightning Basketball Tournament. Your champions, Nusq'lstmc. White, come up. Love you all. Bye.